everyone, Jamie Makes here from Misc Paper, and today I am sharing a process video putting together an inspiration sheet for some home decor. And I'm also sharing what this project looks like today, how I've started it, and what the rest of the album looks like as it's coming together. So I'm using a 9x12 album. This is a very, very old one from Studio Calico when they were in partnership with, oh goodness, A Beautiful Mess, when they were in partnership with A Beautiful Mess. So this is probably 7 or 8 years old, maybe even older. But I have had these since then, and I was honestly just using them to store page protectors. So I'm happy that there's an actual project that is going to be going into these. I also have dividers in here that I'm using kind of loosely. They're just kind of thrown in here at this point. So there's not any really rhyme or reason to them at the moment, but maybe I'll figure out how I'm going to do that. So I started this, as I said, very recently, and I'm excited that I have this going because now there's actual, decorations and some journaling in here, whereas before, and you'll see as I flip through, there was not a lot going on in here. And then I also have included these 8.5 by 11 pieces of grid not cardstock, grid paper. So they're very thin. I found them on Amazon. And really, I wanted to take this approach because I was really debating whether or not I should make like a bullet journal for our home decor, decorating, renovating, all these different ideas. Okay, there was a small emergency at my mom's house, but everything is fine. But I don't really remember where I was. But so anyway, one of the reasons why I wanted to add in these 8.5 by 11 sheets is because I was really interested in doing like a bullet journal to kind of compile all my ideas for all of the design and reno type stuff that we wanted to do for the house. But this house was like in really great shape. It just needed like some small cosmetic things like paint and changing out flooring and easy things, not like huge tearing down wall things. So that's one of the reasons why we really like the house. So I've added in these 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. And then I had also designed, like basically mocked up our entire floor plan in Illustrator, and then I subdivided them to make them little 3x4 cards to put in here so that I could, put some inspiration and maybe potentially map out where things would go, that kind of thing. So that's why I've included those. And I did that for all of the rooms. And then you will see here that I have printed out all the photos for everything but one area. And that was honestly just because I forgot to print those photos. And you see here that I've already, since I've started this project, I also have started doing more of the journaling. And so sometimes, like this is the one that I forgot to print the photos. So sometimes when I need like more text to fill up an 8.5 by 11 canvas, I would just do the journaling for this project so that it would take up some space and I wouldn't be wasting any of that sticker paper. So just still flipping through here. Like I said, I have cards in here. I have the photos in here. This has been like this for almost 2 years at this point. So I have started in some ways to put magazine things and other stuff that I was interested in or that I've used in the house in here as well. And it's just a variety of different page protectors and different configurations. And the house looks so different from here because it's now it's definitely 2.5 years. We're getting close to 3 years that all of this, that I've taken these photos. And so that is the first section, which is just the basics of the house. And then here's the divider. And this is where we started like doing different projects in the house. So like tearing up flooring and painting, lots of painting. And then those are the only sections that I have in here so far. But what I wanted to do today was start on one of these design inspiration pages I went through and I pulled like all the screenshots and things that I had saved on Pinterest as inspiration for the living room and the entryway. So living room, dining room, and the entryway. So I have a little stack of photos here that I'm going to be adding to these 2 pages. So I pulled the paper out of the album so I could work it directly on top of my desk. And then I'm sorting through the photos to divide them between what needs to go on the entryway page and what needs to go on the dining room, living room page. And I'm just assembling them, putting them in a roughly where I think that they should go. And when I stepped away from my desk to grab some stamps, the cat came and laid on them, so they were all askew. So now I am adhering them down, and said cat has returned. He's today, for whatever reason, was very interested in my scrap table, so I had to pull him off of there and ask him to leave the room. He did not, and so I eventually had to pull him off of there and close the door so he couldn't come in any longer. He's just out of his kitten stage, so he still acts like a kitten, even though now he's full grown. So I adhered all of my photos down, and guys, I am just playing here. I had no preconception of what this page would look like. I didn't even really know what products I was planning to use. I just grabbed a couple of stamps from my bin of home-related projects. So I don't have a lot of stuff in that category, but the little that I do have is really fantastic. I have some awesome stamps from Kelly Perky from Everyday Explorers Co. Where else? Probably some from Studio Calico. I said Kelly Perky, but I meant Paper Person Shop, which is run by Kelly Perky. And one idea that I had was to kind of group the individual ideas with a box around them. So like there's 2 photos there about an entryway table, and I decided to draw a box around the 2 of them so that you'd be able to tell that those 2 were kind of the same idea. Same with like the 2 different paint colors there. And then everything else is just the one idea, but I liked the look of the lines around it. So I'm adding lines all around this page just to kind of differentiate it. I penciled them in, and I will go back shortly here and put I will pen them in with a pen, as you can see here. And after that, I am going to add titles to each of the various sections that I created with those boxes. So I wrote front door, lighting fixture, wall paint or wall color, entry table, coat hanger, and I believe flooring. And then once I have each of these ideas titled, I'm just going to handwrite some of the ideas that I have or the inspiration that I want to take away from the photo. So on the left, there is a photo of kind of a hanging off the wall type table, which would probably have worked really well in this space because it's not, very large. And then there was also an entryway table that I had seen that I thought would be really fun to put in there and would make great homes for really fun like holiday decor. Other notes I've added about the door. I really liked that there was windows there. I think that's going to be really important when we get a new door because there's not a lot of light in that entryway, and any additional light that we can get in there would be fantastic. The light fixture, I liked that it was vintage inspired. The paint color, I liked that it was not quite green but not quite gray. I wanted something in between. The coat hanger was that it was mid-century modern inspired. And then I wrote under the tile, high contrast geometric pattern or design. High contrast geometric maybe is all that I put there. You will see that I stamped using my Carrie Bradford Alpha stamps the word entryway just so that it's really clear what all this inspiration is for. I know it's on that little 3x4 card, but it does kind of get lost. So I really wanted to differentiate it, and I added it with stamps and brown ink. All the stamping that I did on this page, I did in really neutral colors because I wanted the photos to stand out and I didn't want to detract from them. The only color I introduced was this teal color because there was a wall in one of the inspiration photos that was that bright teal. So I pulled some washi tape in a similar color and also washi tape in gray, brown, and green. I auditioned some little houses there to see if I liked how they were going to look on the page, but the contrast was too much. So I am going to go to my stash and find other little tidbits to add around the page to embellish. And I liked where all of that was. So now I am just going to adhere them on directly to the page. I have a few tiny little cork pieces that actually were adhesive backed. So that was nice because those were small pieces that would have been very hard to get dot adhesive on there. I could have used liquid glue, but I'm real lazy about using liquid glue, so it was nice that there was adhesive backing. And then the last embellishing that I'm adding are some word strips. I recently pulled these out of the closet, which is where I keep everything, but I am making a home for them on my desk so that I can reach for them more often because I have a ton of them and I very rarely use them, and I really want to try to use them as often as possible because, like I said, I have a lot and it'd be great to get them on some pages because they're fun things to add. They're fun little finishing pieces to add to your pages. I've posted photos of this project over on Instagram at Misc Paper. That's MISC Paper. You can click the link in my YouTube banner. For info on the product I used, check out the links in the description box on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it and or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Jamie Makes, signing off.